rock me, mama.
Okay, so as a tired mom, at the end of the day, there is nothing that I want more than some wine. Am I right?
You're completely right. And it's easier to pour a glass of wine when I know that it has no sugar.
Yes.
And really very little carbs. It comes from a women-led or minority-led winery. So it's a small business.
Yep.
Maker wine.
Yeah, support women. And it's just kind of like let loose, open a can. It's like a glass and a half each can.
A third of a bottle. Each can is a third of a bottle.
Yeah, so you're getting a bang for your buck.
You really are. They're all delicious. It's what we choose. It's what we drink on every single episode.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use code RMM15 to get 15% off of your order.
Yeah, and you get no hangover, no sugar, and you're good to go.
And cheers to that.
Rock me, mama.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. This is Rock Me Mama.
What are we talking about, Mama?
We're talking about traveling with your significant other or just going away.
Going away.
Without your kids.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's life-giving.
We just did it, and it was like... I told you guys this, but like I honestly didn't realize how disconnected Nick and I were.
That's the best word to describe it to is disconnected.
I did not realize how much we weren't having sex. And when I say sex, it was like we were having sex when I felt like I needed to. But we weren't having sex to where like I never wanted it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I was doing it because it's like, oh, it's been a week or it's been 2 weeks. Like I should probably have sex with my husband.
Yeah.
But I wasn't wanting it. I truly wasn't like enjoying it. You know, like it was just like we were trying to have a kid. We were trying to get pregnant. And then every other time was just like, I need to do this for maintenance.
Yeah.
And there were times where I was like worried for our relationship.
Yeah.
Because we snap at each other. We're always tired. We don't make time for... You know, he's watching sports and at night and I'm cleaning or reading or doing something. When she goes to bed, we're not...
You're done.
When she goes to bed, we're not like gravitating towards each other to spend time. If anything, we're like doing our own... We're doing our own thing.
Bill had this convo the other night.
Yeah.
No,
We're like passing ships in the night. And like when I'm done, and especially because, you know, we were just talking like our toddlers are going through such a fucking tough phase and they're being so hard on us. And every day is just such a challenge.
Yeah.
By the time I'm done, like reeling from like experiencing her, I don't want to deal with my husband.
Yeah.
And so
you're emotionally just done. And even the smallest of questions
everything
or conversations.
everything he asks me annoys me. It's like, I'll say, what are we going to do for dinner? He'll be like, I don't know. What do you want to do for dinner? I'm like, I fucking just asked you.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat you.
Yeah.
Just like shit like that where I'm like, just fucking answer like a question. Cannibal. But it's because I'm tapped out.
Yeah.
And we got there. So we traveled, we got there. And immediately there was like a thing the first night where we were all drinking and we were just kind of like hugging and kissing.
Yeah.
And then that night we just like had a lot of sex.
Yeah.
And then like multiple times.
She texted me on like Saturday and was like, Macy, we're having like so much sex.
No, like we were having like a lot of like we haven't been like that in years.
That's so great.
Good for y'all.
And then like every day we did it. Like we did it like every day just because we wanted to.
That's
and it
so
was
great.
So weird.
But so good.
But also it's like, you know, you're watching your significant other like talking to other people and you're like, wow, like other people definitely find you attractive.
Yeah.
You know, like you're able to, you look so cute. Like you just start to see them as a human being again.
No, you see them as the person you fell in love with again. You don't see them as a dad.
Yeah.
Not that.
But dad is dad is such a sexy role.
Not that they're not attractive in that role because it's a different kind of attractive. But it's taking the parent cap off.
Yeah.
Is so good for the relationship because it's you again.
Yeah.
It's you two again.
And think about even having sex at home. It's like, you know, the baby's right there.
Yeah. It's completely different.
You know that the dog is the fucking dog.
Yeah.
You know, and like you just know there's a million things that could happen. The monitor's there. We've talked about all of this, but like, there's nothing sexy about being a parent.
No.
It's not hot.
No.
And, I really, truly do understand why people get divorced.
Yeah.
And why people have kids and they get divorced. Because it is very hard to remember the people that you were.
Yeah.
And the person that you fell in love with.
Yeah.
It is very hard to remember that when you have a kid yelling in your face all day and a million responsibilities and you're tired and none of us have slept enough in years.
Yeah.
And like none of us have done anything for ourselves really in years.
Yeah.
And so it was so nice to kind of reconnect with each other
I'm so glad.
and just be like a human and drink and
It's funny.
What?
And you're like posting pictures while y'all were gone. And I was, scrolling Instagram. And I was like, I wonder if they're doing it.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're doing it.
doing it.
We were doing it.
They were indeed doing it.
We were doing it. No, you guys, seriously, and I know that this is a privileged thing because we were privileged enough to have Nick's family come in and watch our kid. We don't have family in town.
Yeah.
So it was a very amazing thing that they did for us. Nick's mom and sister came in. They watched our kid. We were privileged enough to have friends that gifted us this trip.
Yeah.
That was incredible. We would never have been able to afford it on our own. It was such a crazy, bougie ass trip that we would have never taken ourselves. But we were privileged enough to have this. And I know not everybody can just leave their baby and do this. And we haven't done it. I mean, we didn't even do a honeymoon. We haven't been away together since I don't even know when.
Yeah.
So I know that this isn't something that everyone can do. But if you can do it, if it's within your means, to go away with your significant other without your kids for even a day or two, do it.
Do it.
Because it's really like meant a lot for us as a couple to like just
It brings you back to
reconnect to each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, within 10 hours of being with her and her demonic ways, we were fucking snapping at each other yesterday. Because she like yelled she's been so bad. She has the Nana effect.
Yeah.
When they're with the grandparents, they get everything they want.
Everything.
Then they're fucking awful.
Yeah. For like 3 or 4 days after.
She's been so bad. I was so excited to see her. And now I'm like, oh my God, you are.
Yeah, I'm ready to go back.
She's treating me like shit.
Yeah. It's the Nana effect is absolutely horrible. It's very real.
It's real.
It's very real. And we're going to do it to our kids.
Of course.
Someday, but
and
it's
my
very
mother
real.
spoiled, they just spoil. That's what they do. That's what grandparents do.
Yeah.
They spoil.
Yeah.
They don't, there's no rules.
Right. But it's Chase and I mean, we have not left since Wyatt's been born. I have a hard time leaving before a certain amount or like a certain age. He's only 7
I wouldn't
months.
have been able to leave at Wyatt's age.
But we kind of started taking trips, or even like we would do a few Nashville staycations. We started doing that when E was 10 months old, and it's hard. It's never like easy leaving your
it's
kid.
really hard to leave them.
But it is so good every time we have done it. And we've been fortunate enough, like you said, it's definitely a privilege. We've had help from family, and then we have Amelia, who is basically part of she's Aunt Mia to Eli. She helps, and she's super trustworthy. I would leave the kids with her for a week. And we're very fortunate to have her and to have family. But we've been doing that. Again, we haven't since Wyatt was born, but we were really good about doing that whenever we could, because
it helps your marriage.
Oh my God. It just reminds you that you are in love with him.
Yeah.
And that you chose each other.
Yeah.
And you're not roommates, because you fall into the roommate stage, and it's it happens to every couple.
And there is a lot of like resentment that builds up when you're having sex with someone just because they want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even though they're not like, Nick would never force me to have sex, but it's like, I just know that he's a man and he wants it.
Right.
And that like,
or they come
he
on
looks
to you
at me and
you're
he
not
touches me and all this stuff. And I'm like, this is my husband. Like, he's allowed to grab my ass. Like, I used to always like that.
But now it's annoying.
But now it annoys me.
Even though you do still want it's this.
But I want him to do it because I want to know he's attracted to me, but I also don't want him to do it because it fucking annoys me.
Exactly.
But like,
Like, I would be annoyed if he didn't do it. I'd be like hurt and be like, what's wrong with me? But when he does, I'm like,
Oh, I dated a guy before Nick for a long time who never
Yeah, you've talked about that before.
wanted to have sex with me. Have I talked about it on the show?
Yeah.
It made me insane.
Yeah, it's very weird. Very, very weird.
No, it fucked me up.
Yeah,
I'd
I'm
way
sure.
rather have someone that wants me and that annoys me.
yes.
I'd way rather be annoyed.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, get away from me. You like me so much.
Well, and
than
there's
someone
gonna
that
be-
never tries.
Hopefully, once the kids are older, I don't know how much older, it won't be annoying.
But I'm telling you, I was actually scared because of how much I didn't want it.
Yeah.
Like
I get it.
I literally was like, I don't see myself ever wanting this again. I really thought that.
it.
I really felt that. And I'm telling you both, I'm looking both of you in the eyes. You'll be able to do it. Once you have Rudy and you get past the first probably year and you guys go away, it's a long time. Sorry, Bill. It's a long time away. But once you get past a certain stage, and once you're done breastfeeding, once
It's
all of that,
breastfeeding.
it's because for me, I've been done breastfeeding for a year or something.
Yeah.
But it's the everyday monotony, not monotony. Fuck, nothing's fucking boring.
No, but there's no spontaneity.
The everyday just taking care of someone that's really tough.
Yeah.
And are there coyotes outside?
Yeah, what's happening?
I don't know. We got some annoying people.
Something's happening. No, but there have been many moments since becoming a mother that I've questioned my marriage.
Yeah.
Not because I don't think Nick is my soulmate, because I do. There's no one that I want more than him. There's no one that I'm like, I wish I could be single.
Right.
It's just that like I didn't find that joy in being together.
Yeah.
The way I
I
used
think
to.
that's very real. You get to a roommate stage, and Chase and I have like learned our cycle of how we do this. And I mean, it's been the same thing every single time ever since E has been born. It's this cycle of we fall into the roommate stage, and then, I'm craving, like, I need to hear this from him, and then he's needing to feel this from me.
Yeah.
And then the more we don't feel it from each other, the more we push each other away. And then the meaner I am to him and the colder he is to me, because he shuts off, I just turn it on. And so it's like this vicious cycle until one of us, because you're Chase, until one of us, like, it just builds and it builds and it builds. And then one of us finally says, hey, like, I'm hurting. What's like, and then the other person's like, well, yeah, same.
Yeah.
And it's the same story every single time, but every single time we talk about it and it gets fixed and we're like, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And it just takes that connection again. And if we get to that point and we haven't had a date night, or again, we have not taken a weekend away in a while, but even just a date night, just us two, like we get to do those. We do that at least once a month. And we have done that once a month since Wyatt was like 2 months old. It helps so much.
Yeah.
Because you get to just like be the two of you again, and you get to connect outside of like, hey, have you changed the diaper? Hey, the trash needs to be taken out. Hey, he's yelling, you didn't hear this. Or I mean, just, all of
Just
the
shit
things
that's like builds up.
Yeah. And instead you're talking about like, I don't know, the woman at the table across from you and her weird hair instead of
you're like connecting on a normal friend. Yeah. And I think it was good also for us to see, like, it was a big party and there were a lot of couples and pretty much everyone had kids that they left.
I didn't know that.
Because they're old. I mean, my friends are older, 43 and 50. So they have 3 kids. Everyone was between our age and their age. There weren't really young people.
Yeah.
So everyone had kids and everyone had left the kids, and you could just see the different like stages of marriage, like people that had older kids and people that had like younger kids, and people there was a woman who had 2 older kids but had a new one that was breastfeeding, and she was like, in the bathroom, she's like, my tits are down here and blah blah blah, like just normal girl talk. After you've had kids, you realize like your body changes and you just talk differently. But it was funny to see the stages that people were in, and it seemed like everyone was kind of reconnecting with each other.
Yeah.
On a certain level.
Yeah.
You know, it seemed like every couple was kind of into each other.
Yeah.
But on different levels. I mean,
That's so
definitely on different yeah. And everyone was getting after it. Everyone was drinking
Yeah.
and dancing. I mean, the last night Steel Panther, the band came and did a show for us. And like there were a bunch of like chicks dancing on stage with them, like chicks in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like in little dresses getting down, like like letting loose.
Yeah.
And the women looked beautiful. They looked everyone looked amazing. People were beautiful. But it was older people. And it was just people letting loose.
That's so fun.
And it was so fun.
That's so fun.
But it is like, you know, you also saw people getting on each other's nerves and fighting and,
Yeah.
you know, because people get drunk.
Well, I was going to say when alcohol's involved.
Yeah. And it's just real. It's just real. I mean, it goes to show you how much we lie about our lives.
Yeah.
On social media.
Totally.
You know, like everybody's happy all the time. I mean, I posted a picture of Farrah today on my story 5 minutes after she had a nervous breakdown and I wanted to kill myself. But she looked so beautiful in the picture. I posted it.
Is that the one on the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked beautiful.
And everybody, you know, I did it to just friends and like close friends. But think about like how kind of fake that is.
Yeah.
It's not fake because it's real, because we did have that beautiful moment.
Yeah.
But it was 1 minute after we had an awful moment.
Right. You didn't post the picture of her having the tantrum.
I didn't post the picture of her having an awful moment.
Yeah.
I posted the picture like 10 minutes later of her looking happy and beautiful on the stairs. And like, we're just seeing highlight reels. We're either seeing highlight reels or we're seeing the most devastating, awful shit in the world. We're seeing nothing in between. It's a mind fuck.
Yeah.
For relationships too. You just
honestly,
think everybody looks so perfect. Like you think everybody's doing so well and they're not.
The motherhood stuff doesn't bother me as much.
Well, it's starting to get more real.
First, but yes.
People are way more real now.
It's the relationship stuff does kind of get to me though. I see, and I make fun of sorry if you're into these. There's a lot of, I'm trying to think about how to say this without hurting anybody's feelings. There's a lot of dad accounts now. And that's great. But they all are, in my opinion, so staged. And it's all these like extravagant, like, you know, the thing is like POV when you plan a surprise date night for your wife or whatever.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing is just, it's just so unrealistic. And I feel like people see this and they're like, the immediate thought, and I don't actually think this, but it's fucked up because I know that there are women who think like, well, my husband doesn't do this.
Okay, speaking from experience, most guys that are the ones that plan things and surprise you and take you away on surprise vacations and buy you all these crazy gifts, they're also cheating.
Yeah. Oh,
they're
this
also
is not me saying
sociopaths.
I want this.
They're also sociopaths. Normal guys that are really great partners, but maybe not the most exciting, shocking, mysterious partners. Those are the guys that you want to date.
Totally. And this is not me. Please don't hear me saying, especially because Chase listens. This is not me saying I want you to do this. Oh my God. I send him these reels of these accounts making fun of these men. Again, sorry.
It's like, you don't fucking do that. If you have a life, you don't have time to do this.
It makes me sad because I know that there are like, it can be hard not to be like, oh, like even if I know I don't want that, there can be moments of like, oh, that would be nice, you know? And it's
if you have that much to prove on social media, you don't have that much going on in real life.
For sure.
Like couples that do all that on social media,
actually,
you don't have a lot going on in real life if you're doing that much to show how much you love each other.
Right. Also,
that's real.
Just keep it. We don't need to know how much you love each other.
Yeah, I can't with the constant curation of content to show your relationship to.
No.
It's
to me that shows that you don't have a real thing.
Log off.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, no, because if everything's in front of a camera, then like, nothing's real. I don't know.
And it's like you have to spend, I'm sure you know, Macy, like, I mean, which your stuff is way different, but like you do have to think about and like plan some of that stuff out.
Yes.
And if you're spending all of your alone time like shooting these things or like
it's a full-time job.
It's like you're not what connection are you actually having?
Yeah.
Well, because the thing is, like, when you were creating content, because I do think that if you're a listener, you know that I'm not an influencer. I mean, I know, like, I guess by like default I am, but I have a fitness business. Like, I have an app and a subscription and all of that. So like that is what I do. But along with having a big following, I have to create content, and nothing about content creating goes unplanned. And so I look at the accounts like these dad accounts. I mean, there's mom accounts like them too, and there's non-mom accounts. I'm speaking in parent terms because that's the world that we live in, and that's what pops up on my algorithm. But the one that I'm thinking of specifically that shows just all of these like extravagant like surprises or like date nights where there's like this big up blow up thing in the pool,
like not real stuff.
It's also like, okay, nothing that you're doing, like as the wife, I would be like, oh, did you do this to get a lot of engagement?
Yeah.
Or did you do this for me?
Yeah.
And you like that there's no line there.
There's no argument in my mind that can make me think it's genuine.
Yeah,
no,
me
because
neither.
it's creative.
No, me neither, because you're not like actually
and what
existing.
Exactly. And what I hate is that there's people out there who believe, like,
yes,
see that.
That's what I'm saying. And they're like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like. But no, this person went out, they thought of what the plan was, they went out and bought the equipment for it, they planned the execution of it and filmed the whole thing, and then spent the time editing it all.
Losers.
Big ol' L, baby. What is that? L for love? Was that dodgeball? Anybody? Thank you, Bill. Yeah. Anyways, I just hope that people know that what you see on social media most of the time is just so planned
Fake.
and curated and
Fake.
Yeah, it's for content.
Fake.
It really is. Okay, mamas, I know too many of you are skipping your big girl meals and scraping the leftover mac and cheese from the bowl or having what's left of the goldfish bag. But listen, we gotta eat too. That's why I love mama bars. I keep them everywhere for easy, no excuse access. My car, diaper bag, pantry, Chase's truck, everywhere. That way, when my hanger hits or Eli doesn't feel like sharing his gummies with me, I can rely on a quality ingredient, high protein snack to hold me over. With 3 delicious flavors, there's a mama bar for us all. Or if you're like me, you just rotate through which one is your favorite because they're all so good. Use code RMM15 to save 15% on your mama bar order. That's code RMM15.
You know what though? Like, Nick is such an entertaining human being that sometimes I do want to secretly film him. I mean, I have done it before, but sometimes I do want to secretly film him just so the world could experience some of this shit.
That's so different though.
So like we were on when we were in Wyoming, we were getting gas and like I heard him, I'm like sitting in the car and it's fucking freezing and I'm like hearing him like huff and puff like out getting the gas. Like he's like, oh, no, wow, wow. And I'm like, what in the fuck is happening? And he opens the door and I was like, why don't I have my phone on? He opens the door and he's like, you know, you gotta do a fucking song and a dance. You gotta push 200 buttons and you gotta go in and out. You gotta talk to 25 fucking fairies and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I just answered 30 questions and blah, blah, blah. And and his accent was so thick. His New York accent was so thick. And then he was like, all right, I'm going to go inside and take a piss. And then he slammed the door and I was like, the fact that I didn't fucking film that is a travesty.
You got to do a song and a dance.
Yeah. He was like, the speech that he did in his Long Island accent, I was like, the fact that I don't have just a reality show.
That's so good.
Filming my husband at every moment of his life is really, truly a disservice to humankind. So now what I'm saying is I will be secretly filming my husband because there's too many golden moments that we're all missing.
There are so many golden ones.
I wanted to start this thing called the spaghetti sauce, the pasta sauce gallery. instead of peanut gallery. And it would just be him rating movies. And it was,
Are they Disney movies? Because this is Nick during Disney movies.
yeah, he loves them so
Yeah,
much.
one time, Nick was watching Monsters Inc. And he
Loves it.
was at Macy's house, and he's just like,
He loves it.
He quotes the whole thing.
No, he just
he quotes the
chuckles
whole
to
thing.
himself.
Yeah, he loves it so
Everybody
much.
else will be talking and he'll just be like,
Yeah, he lives for it. But
all of them.
the pasta sauce gallery would just be him rating movies, just like a
love
20-second. I just need to do it.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, and
He'd
we
be
just
down.
take movies, and I give him 20, like maybe a minute and a half for a rating, and he just tells us like what he thinks, and that's it.
I'd watch that.
It's literally that simple, but
I'd
I
watch
feel
that.
like it would take off.
Yeah, I'd watch it for sure.
and
We'll
see,
have the
I mean,
listeners
that's the
watch
stuff
too.
I like.
Who wouldn't? Yeah.
That's the stuff I like. It's not the like, just a weird like prank setup or what. Oh my word!
No, just like rate a movie with your accent.
I literally like block those accounts if they come across my.
Yeah, they're
Explore
bad.
page.
And they're getting worse and worse.
What's that? I won't mention any names.
I know there's so many that I like want to
There's
say.
this one
but
that's not. I don't even know if it's parenthood. It's like this dude and his like wife, and I'm like, it just seems like this whole family.
we'll talk after.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
want to say
like-
their name.
I'm like, please never come across my screen ever again. Ever.
Wait, what is this?
I don't want to say any names.
Yeah,
just
I
in
don't wanna
case.
be-
Wait,
I don't
but can
wanna-
we quickly talk about the Golden Bachelor?
Wait,
Are we all
Are we
caught up?
current?
Did we
Everybody's just
watch
watched
the Women Tell All?
I didn't watch it, but yeah.
Oh, well then,
No, I'm not going to.
no, you need to.
You
need
have to.
Y'all could talk about it.
No, but you need to watch it.
Are you watching Bachelor in Paradise? Are you caught up? Yeah. Me too.
Ugh, I'm not. I need to catch up on that
Bachelor
one.
my
in
God.
Paradise is literally
It's
the
life.
best.
It's life.
Wait, what this season is worth it?
It's every season's worth
Okay,
it, by
okay,
the way.
okay.
But
I
this
only am
season
one
is
episode
serving
in.
us.
Damn, really?
Oh my
It's
God! The
always
fact
worth it watching it.
the fact that he picked Kat and left, and
Stop! I want to watch it.
you're not even gonna know though. And but thank God Braden picked Olivia.
Unbelievable. I know.
Well, no, but I know who they all are. I've watched the first 2 episodes.
Well, this is what you get, sweetie.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I've been catching up with
No.
Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. That's fair. But
Well,
no.
I'll catch up
What
on
an
that.
idiot John Henry is. Like, be dumber.
Be dumber.
Be dumber, John Henry.
Yeah, well, and then we finally got some cat like apology where she just essentially just is like, I hope that we can all just be nice. I just want peace. And I'm like, what about the peace that you wouldn't give to the other people on the beach?
Yeah, what
And you're
about the fact
still
that
not
you
taking
suck?
any responsibility?
What about the fact that you suck literally more than anyone?
She does. Suck
Yeah,
pretty
and
bad.
so
In the
there are
history.
fake people on TV, fake people on social media, but guess what? When somebody shows you their true colors, you better believe them.
them.
Cat, The Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
What's that song from Trolls?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I just,
You with the stars.
Yeah, thank you.
also, Amy, we've got to figure out a way where we have a direct line of sight to each other.
I know, it really is bothering me.
Wait, y'all don't have one?
No,
Oh
we
gosh, I
have to
stare
look
at Morgan
around.
the whole
No,
time.
that middle camera.
I really hate it because I do want to look at you.
Oh, I'm always looking at Morgan.
I love looking at more.
I'm not too flexible these days. I can't contort so much.
Why? You're not 33 weeks pregnant or anything. Should we hit us with a question?
What do you want to know?
Sure, I'll hit you
What
with
do
a
you want to
question.
know?
Yeah, the one I was gonna read, is actually
There were some weird ones in there.
there were y'all did good.
I didn't even read any.
This one
Yeah, there
actually.
were a couple pretty weird ones.
Love it. Bring on the weird.
Yeah, I like the weird ones.
Every
too.
time I post that on the story, I'm like, y'all, no boundaries. And people are like, what's your favorite
but this one,
color?
but
And
they
I'm like,
actually
no, ask us
they
something.
meant no. They took that to heart.
Any tip for traveling or flying with a baby? We are going to for the holidays, and I'll take any advice I can get.
Oh, I have a good one. Is it a baby
Amy's
that
gonna
can't?
say,
is it a
"Don't
baby
do
that
it."
can't walk?
We can do.
Says
let's do,
baby.
Okay,
We can do both.
so with a baby that is a baby that can't walk. This is if you're breastfeeding, but
Yeah.
I would just say like
Whip
be
a titty
prepared
out.
to whip that titty
Whip a
out.
titty out.
and don't worry about everybody looking because they will look. With a baby that can walk, even if they're just a beginner walker, take them to the airport early
Tire them out.
and let them run around be the last one to board the plane. Let them run, and board the plane because they will probably sleep.
That would be exactly my advice for those 2 ages. Brett, whip a titty out.
Whip a titty.
And literally get there and let them just run
Also,
amok.
let them run around. If they're toddlers, bring toys and books that they've never seen.
Yeah.
So
Toddlers
things that
are
things they can figure out on the spot that they've never seen. Because if it's a thing they know, they're bored. They're not going to be into it.
New toys. And
Something
one
new
thing
that's
that
like
I've had the best success with is because, you have to have snacks just on
You have to have
deck.
200 snacks.
But not just
200.
like in a bag. You need to put it in some cool like contraption. Like there's one thing that I found that you like push the middle and it like spins it and it opens. So like something that involves them doing something to get the snack. And so then there's like, you can do different snacks and all that. That's my advice for a toddler is just so many snacks, but in like a entertaining
an entertaining way. Yeah.
And like, listen, don't be above some screen time.
Oh, don't be above a tablet. We
Like,
bring a
get
tablet. The
Get an
problem
iPad,
with
whatever.
my particular kid is she's literally bored with everything. So it will not keep her attention for the whole way. But definitely bring a tablet. If you're not against screen time, if you are, God bless you. Good
luck.
for you.
Yeah.
You must be real cool.
That's for airplanes.
must be really special.
I would say.
Life's too short. Whip out the tablet.
Whip out
Whip out the tablet. For car rides, I will say since I just did it and I'm actually doing it in a matter of like 36 hours, a like 9-hour car ride. We just did a 5-hour car ride with both boys. Wyatt was like, believe it or not, a champ and slept so much, but slept like too much. So that night he was like,
he was awful.
But gosh, for E, we have like a bucket that's like meant for the car. And we have so many books. He's a reader though. I guess you do have to kind of have a reader.
Yeah.
I Spy though has been a hit with him and he's not sick of it. So like 4 I Spy books and then just blank pieces of paper with crayons. And so he'll color and that'll entertain him forever. And then like old car toys that like make all the noises and like light up and do all that we only keep in the car for trips. So it's not like, okay, we're going to school. Like, can I
No,
play with
you need
this?
to do things that are specific to that trip.
So that you're just like cycling through things. And then when it gets rough, you whip a tablet out.
Have you switched E to sitting the other way? Mm-mm. So we did because we've done so many long, like 17-hour rides to New York. And the last time switching her was, I think, helped.
Yeah, I've heard it helps.
Because she's also so big and it really like...
Yeah, she's so tall.
She's so tall
He still isn't tall enough. And honestly, he does, knock on wood, because we have this long car ride coming up, but he does like really well in the car.
Yeah, she doesn't. Now that she's facing our way, she can point things out and tell us, like, look at that and look at this. Oh, a smiley face and a picture of this and blah, blah, blah. So that helps her, but she hated being the other way and she was awful in the car. Like she was always really bad.
Yeah. We just got like a busy board because he's never done one of those before. You know, the one, it's like, oh my God, just like pages of like Velcro and like matching.
Oh, we have
like
one of those at the house.
Yeah.
Like a Montessori
Yes.
type. Yeah.
We just got one of those for the car. And then one of those, like, y'all also have one of these, like the boards that you like draw on and it like disappears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So just like new toys that's going to keep them entertained.
Yeah.
And he will sleep.
And reading.
But we're waking up after Wyatt's 3 a.m. feed and packing the boys up and going.
Hopefully E will just go back to sleep.
If they both don't go back to sleep, we are.
There's not a world where I would even consider that.
Yeah.
What's the reasoning?
What's the motivation?
Well, Chase and I are both morning people. Like we'll both be up and like
Got it.
fine. Just like you, Morg.
But like at 3?
Well, I'm up at 3.
Not morning.
I'm up at 3 every morning anyways, feeding Wyatt.
But then do you go back to sleep?
Yeah, but what we just did going to Indianapolis, we got there and it was bedtime and it was not a good night. It was so chaotic because it was setting up this pack and play and then his pack and play and making sure the monitor worked at this angle and getting them to calm
so
down.
much.
It was just like
It's so
way
much.
too much. And so we would rather get there at like 1. And
How long is the ride?
it's a 7-hour drive.
Okay.
With kids, that's why I'm saying 9. And like stopping to feed
Yeah,
Wyatt and all that. It'll probably, and we've found, this is another tip that's very good. If you're driving, look up parks on the way or rest stops so that the toddler can run around.
Yeah, we do that too.
That has been
You have to.
huge. Even if it adds an hour to your trip, because listen,
it.
your trip's going to take an extra 2 hours if you've got kids. But we find parks and let E run around, and he's like happy as can freaking be, gets his energy out, and then is like content in the car again. So we'll do that too. But we would rather get there at like 1 and let him
like a little bit of a drive.
and like get to know the place and get them situated, and then have bedtime feel normal instead of like mommy's wigging out and we'll all be tired. But
great answer.
Yeah.
Great answer.
There we go.
I'm sold.
Okay, so travel with your kids. Do you have y'all gone further than home for you with Hart? Like, what's the longest trip y'all have taken with him?
We've gone. Ooh, which one was longer? I feel like Bill's family was longer than to Destin.
Oh yeah, y'all did
7.5 hours to Bill's family.
How was that drive? I feel like I don't remember you talking about
I
it.
don't remember it.
So surely
blacked
it was
out.
fine.
You blacked out.
When was the last time we went? Thanksgiving of last year. So he was a little under a year and a half. I don't know. I feel like he slept. I mean, he's always done pretty good.
I think I remember you saying. I think he slept a decent amount.
Yeah,
but he was still.
There's been some. Yeah, like most of our trips, he's like taken his like 2.5 hour nap. But like with my parents, it's only 3.5 hours. So it's like if you time it really well, and he just he happens to cooperate, he's asleep for more than half of it.
Yeah.
But then Destin in March was, I want to say it was like 6 hours. And so, I think Bill's family is the furthest.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. We're travel experts. Travel with your boo. Travel with your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. We almost flew with Hart to Destin in March, and then we decided to drive.
Yeah.
Have
Trace
you
and I were
flown
like,
with him?
fly.
No.
Have you? You guys have flown.
Wyatt hasn't. E has flown.
We've flown
I don't even
with
know how
Farrah
many times.
so much.
Yeah,
We
E's flown a
don't
ton, but
go anywhere between our two jobs. It's
Well, just because our families aren't here.
yeah.
But
With
we've
my
flown
family,
with her.
it's a lot different, and I have siblings here.
yeah.
So
We haven't.
My
traveled
parents are
because
here
Wyatt
a lot.
was a shock to the life.
So that was how Farrah was, but Nick's dad was dying.
Yeah.
So we had to we flew and drove with a colicky baby.
Yeah.
I cannot express how awful
Well,
that
and that's
was.
so hard because you're going through turmoil already,
Yeah.
mentally and emotionally,
Yeah.
personally, as
and your
family.
postpartum. And I
And
had
your postpartum.
postpartum anxiety and
Yeah.
depression.
and then your baby is colicky.
That's
My baby was
horrible.
colicky. Nick's dad was dying. Nick's family was flipping out because he was fucking 60 years old.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Horrible. That's
so
horrible.
bad. Like how it's like, oh well, I'm never
It was a
taking
nightmare.
another trip ever in my
Yeah, it
life.
was a nightmare.
Horrible.
She's not easy now, but I don't know when the last we flew. Yeah, we flew this summer with her. No, we drove.
Yeah, y'all drove.
We drove.
And
we
you-
flew to Portland right before that. But like, yeah, it's not either way. Driving or flying fucking sucks. Even
mean,
if
it's
you have a
not
good
fun.
kid.
Yeah.
Even if you have a good kid, it fucking
It's
sucks.
stressful and all of the things you have to remember.
It's not fun.
I
Like,
talked about that last. It's
not.
so much stuff. I've been packing for our trip to Florida since we got back from Indianapolis last weekend.
Yeah. I feel like
And I've had to.
traveling with kids is like, especially for family, you're making memories, but you're certainly not having fun.
I
Like,
mean,
you're making memories
yeah,
that you look
it's-
back on fondly. Because I look back on our trips fondly, but at
Yeah.
the time, I was stressed as fuck.
yeah. Well, it's like what I was this just last episode we talked about this probably. I described it. Oh, phone down.
Sorry, Butterfingers over here.
I described it as good but hard.
Yeah.
Like it's good, But it's fine. Florida is
And
going to
it's
be
good to do it. Like
Yeah,
it's good for everybody to do it. It's good for them. It's
sure
good for you.
And
you
I
have to
wouldn't-
break up the you have to break it up.
You just have to know it's not a vacation. It's a trip.
Yeah.
Everything's going to take longer. You're not going to have like, you know, when Chase and I used to go to the beach just us two, we would get to the beach at 10 after working out that morning and then leave the beach at 6, go back, shower, have sex, then go to dinner and then come back and have sex. And we had been drinking for 12 hours.
Yeah.
We don't do that at the beach anymore. You know,
It ain't that kind of trip.
Yeah,
It's very different.
That's a good point. Yeah, the separating vacation versus family trip in
It's
your
a-
mind.
it's a
They
trip.
are not equal.
It's not
They
a
are the
vacation.
same thing.
It's a trip. Y'all just got to go on a vacation.
We went on a vacation.
That was a vacation.
But when you're
Good for
bringing
y'all.
kids, it's
We went on
not
like a movie vacation.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
so
great.
if you
We're paying
set
for
that-
it now, but it was great.
Yeah. If you set that mindset though, that it's not a family vacay. It is a family trip.
Yeah.
And maybe when they're older, it'll be a family vacay. But
Maybe.
our 2-week trip that we're taking to Florida, boldly.
Purgatory.
Well, yeah.
That is bold.
Oh, it's real bold.
Yeah.
Did I tell y'all? So the first 3 nights, and then we can wrap it up. Sorry, I have no idea how long this has been, but
Like 2 hours.
the first 3 nights we're going with my family. So it's my mom, my dad, my brother and his girlfriend, and there's son, Kyle's son, Brooks,
yeah.
my nephew, and then the 4 of us. So 6 adults, 2 toddlers, and a baby.
One baby, yeah.
There's 3 bedrooms. 3. It's a 1-story house. There are 2 bathrooms. There are 3 bedrooms. There's no pull-out couch. There are no closets that are big enough to fit a pack and play. It's just 3 bedrooms.
So
and all
who
of
made
us.
that decision?
My mom.
That's such a my mom thing too.
It's gonna be
My
so.
mom will get.
It's gonna
my
be
mom does
so
that
fine.
shit, too.
It's gonna be so fine.
Yeah, it'll be great. But
Brooks-
it'll also be like, oh my god.
I'm gonna be stressed
Yeah.
based off of how I handled the last. I'm gonna not handle it as well as I'm
Hoping to. and-
speaking of this
Yeah.
right now. I do think that it'll help. My brother will be there. Jordan, who we've talked about on this podcast before and we're all obsessed with, will be there and she will be wonderful. It's going to be fine.
No, Kane is on kid duty. Sorry.
Kana keeps calling it Camp Conger.
Oh,
So I'm like, let's just remember
I hope
it's
she
Camp
keeps up that energy.
Yeah, it's Camp
will.
Conger and it's going to feel like camp because Brooks and Eli are sharing a room and they ain't going to be sleeping.
Well, yeah.
So
I mean, Eli's such a good sleeper that he might.
he also worships Brooks, though. If there is one human in the world that Eli is like around, it's Brooks.
Yeah.
His cousin. So
Brooks
it'll be fine.
He'll set a good example, hopefully. Night time.
No, there's
Brooks
no
goes to
way.
bed at like 8:30.
Yeah, they're gonna be jumping on the bed.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
But it'll be good. And then we leave after just 3 nights and we have our own Airbnb.
Yeah.
It will be fine. We're there for 10 nights. So it'll be good. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
It's gonna be what it is.
It will be,
It won't be a vacay.
and then we'll talk about it on this.
Yeah,
podcast.
and then
Exactly. Can't wait
everybody
to
who
hear
listens will know how it is.
yeah,
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the post trip update.
It'll be good.
No, but that's less than half of your trip.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
fine.
it's gonna be
It
good.
really will be. Well,
All right, we
cheers
gotta
to
wrap it
taking
up.
trips.
Cheers to taking trips.
Love y'all.
Rock, rock, rock me, mama.